if we just look at the genesis, how this all started, I remember it was exactly a year ago when Senator Lindsey Graham came to Kyiv. And at the time, we as the American Chamber, together with the government in Ukraine, were saying, OK, if there's a change in administration in Washington, what is it that Ukraine can offer the United States? So it's not just asking, but it's offering. And then we started discussing the CRM, the critical rare minerals, and they loved it. And then they took it. Senator Graham took it to Donald Trump. And then we had Scott Bessent, Secretary Treasury, coming, and we had lunch in February. Okay. And then it's been a long journey. It's been a bumpy ride, but here we are where we are today. So I mean, we're looking at it.
Walk us through. You call it historic. There seems to be an awful lot of hopes in it. What is the first step? Is it US commercial operators saying, "I'll come in there"?
Yes, so there's both. So there's firstly the creation of this fund. And we were discussing this with Secretary Bessent in terms of where is the fund registered, who owns it, most importantly, what goes into the fund. Ukraine has the second highest number of state-owned enterprises in the world, over 3,200, second only to China. And many of these are the oil and gas, the companies. So there's a lot of Ukraine can put in here. But what really is from the United States side, it's the technology, the know-how, and the money for both the mining, the exploration, and the processing and the trade. I think we understand this is a long-term process. We're looking about at least 7 years before we start seeing real revenues and profits.
But do you have interest now from people?
We have interest. I just came back from the funeral of the Holy Father, and one of the meetings there was a senior government minister from another country who have vast experience in mining, and they're interested. They have amazing technology in terms of putting up satellite technology, especially for exploration, where you could identify the land where especially the lithium is. So we are seeing interest. I think it's looking at which American companies are the big players. I mean, there are many multinational players here, but yes, I mean, we are seeing interest, because...
So it's down, just to be clear, it's down to a large US corporation deciding we'll take the risk, we'll get insurance.
Yes. So
we'll pay a private security firm.
I think, Sarah, as you say, I mean, what we're looking at, it's not so much the boots on the ground, it's the suits on the ground. So getting people coming in, investing, but the opportunity is there. I mean, this is a big opportunity. And
you mentioned the government minister of another country. What about US?
Yes. I mean,
there is interest. You think this will happen?
I believe this will happen. I'm in Washington next week, and we're already sitting down. We're seeing, which companies could be interesting. And as in any business, it's like having the matchmaking. So you have the investor, then you have understanding, who is the partner on the Ukrainian side, whether it'll be a private company, who has the license. And I think there's quite a lot around the licenses now, where the licenses are. Is the license still state-owned? Is it a dormant license? We've done quite a lot.
Is it in Russian-occupied territory?
Exactly. We see many are even
is that just ruled out, that?
Well, for the moment, the risk is way too high there. So at the moment, we are looking at the territories that are controlled by Ukraine, and especially anything on the west side of the Dnipro. And there are, especially in terms of titanium, there are deposits, and we've seen that. But also in this deal, we see both the oil and gas. So it's not just the minerals. But I think it's, we've said this, it's risky to invest in Ukraine, but it's more risky not to invest in Ukraine. And that's why the companies now are looking. And I think they want to be part of this. This is the biggest recovery of a nation in Europe since World War II.
Andy Hunder, thanks very much.